Hello and welcome to my channel. If you're new here, what I like to do is to create videos that I would have found useful when I first got out looking for gold and silver jewelry or silverware, these types of things at thrift shops and garage sales. Today what we're going to talk about is bracelets, and I'm aided by my 3-year-old son, and he's going to pick out what we're going to talk about. Basically, I just needed to make a video, and I thought, you know, I have some fun bracelets here. Let's figure out what they are. We can actually find the markings, and we can talk about what I know about them, and maybe people can add some more information. So, which one do you want me to talk about first, buddy?
This one I said.
This one?
Yeah.
The one, what's that it has? Right there in the middle. What is that?
Heart.
It has a heart. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we'll have a look. So we're going to show it up to the camera here. I don't really know what these are called, but I think they're very cool. I did just wash this one up. It was absolutely filthy. Interestingly, it didn't really need much polishing. It was just super dirty. So this looks like it has mother of pearl in there, which is where the heart is. You can see the back here. I didn't do the best job of cleaning it up. I got some bristles from my brush in there too. But it did a pretty good job. This thing was pretty gross before then. Now, if we're looking for marks, often find them on the latches, and in this case, I believe we've got it right there. Yeah, do you like this one, buddy?
I do.
I think we have a 925 and then something else I cannot make out. Now, if anyone can tell me what's going on with this bracelet, I'd appreciate it. In fact, the main reason I wanted to include it in the video was because I just think it's super cool. And I don't really know a lot about it. I couldn't figure out what that mark meant, aside from the fact that it's silver. And I have confirmed that it's silver. Okay, we're going to set that one aside. Which one are we going to talk about next, buddy?
I don't know. Maybe this one.
This one right here?
Yeah.
All right. So this one is interesting. I've actually done a video on it before because the markings on this one are not that obvious. Oftentimes, when you have a bangle, you'll look inside and you'll see a marking. In this case, that's not what you'll find. There is no marking on the inside. Oh, buddy, put that one back down. But this one does have that right there. See that little ram's head? And that is a Moroccan small silver mark. And that does indicate that this is, I off the top of my head, I can't recall if it was something like at least 800 silver, at least 80%, something like that. But it does come from Morocco. And I'm not entirely sure. Fred, you're going to break that. If you break that, a lot of people are going to be upset. Why don't you put that one back, okay? But yeah, I just love, the thing I love about this one is that it's, you know, it's hand carved. Look at how much work was done on that. I hope someday to be able to do that kind of work. But yeah, there's the mark right there. And it can be hard to find a good mark sometimes on a piece like that, especially when they're dirty. That one I have washed up a lot. All right, since somebody is impatient, we'll talk briefly about this piece. I've talked about this in other videos, but this is Chinese.
But I don't want you to piece.
You don't want me to talk about this piece?
Yeah,
oh,
this piece first.
Which piece? That piece first.
Yeah.
I guess we'll come back to that piece. So this is the piece you want me to talk about, buddy?
Yeah.
Now this one is particularly fun. I just got this back. This I had loaned to the local community college so that they could actually repair it. It had some issues. Some of this was coming up. You can see where some work was done on it. But they were using it to teach and actually learn how to repair jewelry. And they did a nice job on it. Now the reason I like this piece so much though is because of the mark. You know, we're not seeing any sterling marks in there, are we? But what we will find when we look close is a hallmark. See it right there? Oh, Fred, let's not drop any jewelry, okay? Can you go pick that up? That little hallmark, now I can't recall exactly what the date was, but one of those is the date, and the other is that it's from Alexandria, Egypt. So this is a Egyptian bracelet with Egyptian hallmarks. And the Egyptian, okay, buddy. Oh, okay. We're okay. And the Egyptian hallmarks are modeled after the British hallmark system, and they're very similar. There's charts that will tell you what's going on. So if you see something like this that looks like it's maybe Middle Eastern. Hey buddy, don't grab my arm. There you go. Hey buddy, you can't pull on me. Looks like it's Middle Eastern. It may be Egyptian. Have a look at that. There may be other Middle Eastern. I'm not sure. This is the only piece like this that I've ever found, and I thought it was just very cool. Okay, which is the next piece that we're going to talk about? That one? All right, let's have a look. Perfect. What do we got here? Oh, yes. So this comes apart with that little tab right there, and then you can put it on. And you can see. Now, I find that often these have the markings hidden on there. And this one is in fact marked right there. And you can see we have, I think we got a couple different marks. And it took me a while to puzzle that out because it is a funny looking mark. But I properly puzzled it out after. Oh, what did you find there, buddy? Beyond the sea? All right. It's 14K. It looks weird, but it is actually 14K. And it is a 14 karat bracelet. So because of that weird mark, I bought this for $1 at a garage sale. It's very, very well spent dollar. I tend to think. And I just love the work that was done on it. It's just so cool. But a lot of this is about marks and occupying my kid for a second here. Do you want to show the camera what you have? So he's off. You want to put it? Okay, if you put it right here, hold out your hand like this. There we go. And we can put what you found right there. What is it?
The boat. That's for Nemo.
Is that a boat? Yeah. Like a Nemo boat?
Yeah, Nemo boat.
What does it say on the back? Does it say anything? I think it's silver, isn't it? Oh, let's look. Let's help the people on the camera see what it is. I think there's a mark on it right there, maybe.
That is this.
Yeah, I can't. Oh, yep, there it is. I think it's a sterling mark. That's just a cool one.
That's just
Clearly, my son thinks it's cool too. You wanna play with the boat a little more? Okay. All right. So someone is not the most helpful co-pilot here. Which piece should we do next, buddy?
Baby.
Oh, we've already done all those. It's just these ones right here. Gotta pick. That one. Okay. So this is just a cuff. The main reason I wanted to include it was just because I wanted to show that sometimes the markings on these are just very, very obvious. And you'll always want to flip them over and look on the inside real quick. There you go. 925. And just because something maybe looks like it's not silver doesn't mean it's not worth having that quick glance. All right, what's next?
Like this piece.
That piece? Okay. Gold, you think? Well, in a way, if we zoom in here, you can see what we actually have is gold fill. So it's a nice little bracelet, and it looks a lot like gold, and that's because it's gold fill that really isn't worn down. So it'll look very much like a gold bracelet because it is gold. Karat gold is on the surface of this, and a lot of karat gold, which is why it looks pretty dang good. Gold fill bracelets are great. They just will often wear out. So if you're buying a gold fill bracelet, make sure you look close and check to see if the thick gold plating on the outside is worn off. And if you're unfamiliar with what gold fill is, I made a video about this topic, and I'll put a little pip right there that directs you to it. All right, what's next, dude? This one? Haha. That
And this one.
is a very good example of gold for a variety of reasons. One is that it was made to be light. That sort of tinkle sound you hear is because each of these pieces is hollow. And because they're hollow, they're also somewhat deformed and dented, as you can see there. Now, the work that it takes to actually do that with material, it's not really worth doing that with a trash material. So the second I picked this up, I thought, oh yeah, I mean, look at this little dent here. This thing's gold. And then checked when you open it up, and it is gold. And then because it's Italian gold, one of the nice things here too is that, and some people pointed this out to me in my previous video, see where it has up top 545 and VI right there in the little star. So the 545 is registered to a particular, I just looked it up, it was like Renozo. I'll include it in the description. And the Vicenza, I think, Italy is where this actually comes from. So the really nice thing is that each one of those numbers is going to direct you directly to, hey buddy, try not to break my stuff there, is going to direct you to the firm that registered that number. So the different Italian makers actually have different numbers, and you can look up who made it and what town they made it in. All right, what's next? Yeah, that's a cool one. So this one is an oldie, but a goodie. One of the things I like about this is how it opens up. You know, we have our little chain here, and this pin comes out, but it's retained by the chain. The chain is also a safety, so in case it comes off, it doesn't completely fall off. But if you need to open it up further, you can actually do that with this. Now, the markings on this one are not inside. There's no silver mark. This has been repaired at least once. You can see here. And if you look real close, you'll find French markings on this one. And we have there, they're real hard to see, but those are little crabs. And there's another little crab. And that's a French small silver mark. And I believe that also is put on objects that I think are at least 800 fineness, at least 80%. Someone can correct me if the crab doesn't do that. It might have been lower than that. But it indicates that it's solid silver. Maybe not sterling, but solid silver. So it's a certain level or better. And the workmanship that just, I mean, that was just, this must have taken somebody some time. And I think, again, this might be Moroccan or out of Morocco. But part of why I threw it into this pile was that I was hoping somebody could tell me more about it in the comments. All right, what's next, dude? What do we got? Which one? That's the light. I can't show the light. I mean, I can show the light. It's an old light that I have been using, but that's not what we're doing. We're doing bracelets. Oh, which one are you picking? That one. Oh, that's a chonker. Look at how big that guy is. Okay, this one, it's cool, but the main reason I wanted to include it was that I bought this for very cheap at the thrift shop because it was dirty. I just washed it. I didn't polish this. This is just washed, but it was really just filthy. And I find that, in fact, you can still see some of the filth on the inside there. The whole outside looked like that inside. And I find that with jewelry, that it'll just be utterly filthy, but not even that tarnished, really. It doesn't really need a lot of love. But then then the hunt for the mark, because I knew it had to be there. And then I eventually found it in a very difficult to film and difficult to see place. It's right there. I don't know if I can actually show it in this. Especially with a 3-year-old pushing me. Yeah, it is under there. Right underneath that. See that mark? There's a mark right there. I don't know how well it's going to show up on this, but interestingly, this is better than sterling. It's a 950 mark, so it's 950 silver. I'm not sure. That's the only mark I can find on it. I'm not entirely sure. Hey, let's not pull anything else out of there right now, okay? I'm not entirely sure where that comes from. There's a number of different countries that use 950. But yeah, if anyone recognizes it, I would love to hear more. Hey, let's not pull things out of there. Where's your little boat?
Right here.
Also, you're falling down on your job, dude. We gotta pick another one. What's the next one? We gotta go quick. All right. Which one? That one? Okay. We will do this one, but I need you to stop grabbing at it, okay?
Daddy, not that one.
Not this one?
Yeah, we all did that one.
No, we haven't done that one, but okay, we'll do this one. So this one, I cleaned up a little bit, washed a little bit. In fact, that's why it's still a little bit wet. But I wanted to show that there are no marks on the insides denoting the silver. But like so many of these that I find, and I think this could be because, you know, I'm finding things that are overlooked by and large. So, you know, you don't see any marking there. But if you flip it over and look, you'll see you've got your Mexico. There you go. And your 925 mark right there. There you go. So when you're looking for marks, you definitely want to open them up, figure out how the latches work, and then look real close in those spots. All right, what's next? We just did that one. Oh, you want to play with that one with a boat? Okay, I'm going to go through some of these quick. This one is actually Gold Fill, and it's like that other one. You open it up and you can see right there, 12 karat Gold Fill. Set that one aside. This one is, I'll open it up. Don't see anything on that side. Don't see anything on that side. So that one isn't on the latch. This one is right there. 925. Now, it looks pretty gold, and that's because I believe this is Vermeil. It's gold plate over sterling. So it's plated on top of sterling. So it's a very nice piece. Here's another example of something you might be forgiven thinking is solid gold. Let's see if we can find a marking on it. I like to look inside, and there we go. We got a marking right there. What is our marking? Sorry, I have a 3-year-old pushing me around quite a bit, making this a little challenging. Okay, dude. There we go. 925. So this one is also Vermeil, and you might think that's gold, but it's not. It's sterling silver with a bit of gold on top of it. Okay, we got just a few more here. This is one which I really like using as an example of not dismissing. What is that, buddy? Oh, no. You need that on your head? No, we're not going to put that on your head. But what we are going to do is we're going to look at this one.
Your arm.
I can't move my arm. Oh, okay. I'll move my arm. There we go. So this one is stainless steel. So why would I include a stainless steel one in my video? See this little band of what looks kind of like gold here? I was looking close at that because I thought, man, this is nice. And I came down to the end and I discovered
So this is
18 karat. So the little inlay turned out to be 18 karat on a stainless steel bracelet, which I thought was interesting and definitely a reason to not disregard something. All right, so I'm going to do this one real quick here. Now, I think this was maybe a project that was local. This is actually fine silver. This is actually 999, and it's super bendy because of that. See, if it were sterling, it wouldn't be so bendy. And it's actually like they took strips of silver and wove it. and then put it on an inside band. And I just thought that was cool. Completely unmarked. I think this was probably a school project, but maybe not. Maybe somebody can tell me otherwise. I just tend to think that some pieces like this around here are because they come out of the school. Somebody makes it, gives it to somebody, and then they don't think anything of it, and then it just kind of ends up in the circulating in the thrift shops here because it's not marked. All right, 2 more pieces. I wanted to include this one just to show that sometimes your latches are a little
my boat.
unusual. Where's your boat? Where'd you put your boat? I found this latch to be very interesting and definitely part of the overall aesthetic of the piece, which, if I recall correctly, is marked. Yeah, there's where it's marked.
And what is this?
925.
They might be.
And I don't know who the maker is. But whoever it was, I really appreciate how they wanted to make the latch something special that goes with the overall look of the piece. I thought it was very nice. All right, last piece. I thought this one was cool. Now this one came out as the soybean and eggplant are sterling, and then the bracelet itself is 999 fine silver. And this I believe to be Chinese, and the reason I believe it to be Chinese is because of the characters stamped in there. Now, what I have been unable to do is to tell you what those mean, and I'm hoping that someone here can, because I love the little charms. The little soybean and the eggplant. They're just a treat. Oh, there's a list for shepherd's pie. Do you want to make shepherd's pie? There's Grandma's shepherd's pie ingredient list, which my toddler has been running around with. Okay, last piece. Also, China.
Listen.
Oh, yeah, you can look at that one, buddy. Now, this is an old, I want to say, from what I found, maybe like 30s, 20s, 30s, something like that. And they made these pieces for export. So it's filigree and enamel, and I believe carnelian would be the stone. And the cool thing about this one is you flip it over. I can't move, buddy. My arm's here. I'm showing people the bracelet. You know, it's just amazing amount of work in this thing. If you look close here, I just can't get over how much work went into this. And then if you look at the end there, you have your markings. And part of why I wanted to include this one is that, you know, that marking just says, it says made in China, and it says silver. And that'll happen sometimes. They'll just say silver, and they mean it. They just mean they're silver. This piece is Vermeil, so it is gold plate over the top of 925 sterling silver. So there we go. We will put all these things back into the camera. If you like this video, please hit that like button, subscribe. If you enjoyed my co-host, I will attempt to have him more. I will say he is not the most helpful of critters, but we love him anyways. So I hope you can use some of this information to go out and find some treasure for yourself. Have yourself a great night.